Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Tuesday the 30th of August. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe, and between days 11 and 15 there is good model agreement and consistency from previous days to suggest that temperatures will be very close to climate averages across the majority of central and western areas of Europe. Between days 6 and 10, a similar temperature trend is forecast, as is evident between days 11 and 15. And that is once again the majority of the available forecast models signal temperatures to be near climate averages, though perhaps just trending slightly below through some central regions of Europe. And finally, within the short term, covering the next 2 to 5 days, again with the exception of perhaps just some central and eastern areas of Europe having temperatures near or perhaps just slightly below climate averages, most areas of Europe are forecast to have temperatures very near to climate norms. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail. And between days 11 and 15, confidence levels are medium to high, given good model agreement and consistency for temperatures to be very near to climate norms, given that there has been good model agreement and consistency for numerous days. The solid red line is my temperature prediction, and as you can see, I also expect temperatures to be very near to climate norms. And between days 6 and 10, there continues to be good model agreement and consistency for the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models to have temperatures very near to climate averages once again as we move beyond the weekend in the 3rd and 4th of September. As you can see, the solid red line, which is my temperature prediction, is very near to climate norms, and I have medium to high confidence to suggest that temperatures will be near to climate averages between days 6 and 10. And finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, confidence levels are high given good model agreement, with temperatures to initially start perhaps 1 or 2 degrees below a climate mean of around 16 degrees Celsius, before then rising to near or perhaps just slightly above climate averages by 0.5 to 1 degree towards the 2nd and 3rd of September. And finally, it is also worth to highlight that given model agreement and consistency, no extremes of temperature either above or below climate averages are expected across the United Kingdom within the next 7 to 14 days at least. Now taking a look at the expected European temperatures in some closer detail. Between days 11 and 15 there is good model agreement and consistency to suggest that temperatures will be very near to climate averages, though perhaps just trending slightly below, but only by perhaps 1 or 2 degrees at very most. Confidence levels are also high to suggest that quite a benign period of weather is forecast across the majority of Europe, with little extremes of temperature expected between days 11 and 15. The latest France model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation, and as you can see, between days 11 and 15, temperatures are very close to climate averages, though perhaps trending just slightly above climate averages by 1 or 2 degrees at the very far end of the forecast period. Overall, however, temperatures are again very near to climate norms, and there is medium to high confidence for this. As with days 11 to 15, temperatures between days 6 and 10 across the majority of Europe are forecast to be again very near to climate averages, with little or no signal for any extremes of temperatures within this time period. Some central areas of Europe, including France, Switzerland and Germany for example, may have temperatures just trending slightly below climate norms, but many areas is forecast to have temperatures near to climate averages. The latest Benelux model comparison graph is a good example and illustrates the situation very well, and as you can see within the highlighted red circle, which generally covers as days 6 to 10, that all of the available forecast models have temperatures very near to climate averages after perhaps just being 1 degree above climate norms beyond the weekend in the 3rd and 4th of September. Confidence levels as a result are medium to high, or perhaps even high, to suggest that temperatures will be very near to climate norms. And it is worth to once again highlight that solid red line is my specific temperature forecast. And finally, between days 2 and 5, there is once again little or no significant model agreement or evidence to suggest that temperatures will be either significantly above or below climate averages, and most areas of Europe are forecast temperatures very near to climate norms, though perhaps trending slightly above across some central areas of Europe, including France and Switzerland, by 1 to 3 degrees. Yet across some areas of Spain and Portugal, temperatures here may be around 1 or 2 degrees below climate norms. But overall, the next 2 to 5 days is forecast to have temperatures very near to climate norms across the majority of Europe. And now taking a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia. And over the next 7 to 10 days or so, as we're moving to the opening week of September, the majority of Scandinavia is forecast to have precipitation totals either near or trending slightly above climate averages, with many areas seeing at least 65 millimetres of rainfall. Some southern and southwestern areas of Norway in particular, however, may experience precipitation totals over 100 millimetres. A similar precipitation trend is forecast to continue as we move towards the middle of September, with a large portion of Scandinavia, particularly away from Finland, having precipitation totals generally above climate norms, and particularly across some southern and also western areas of Norway and Sweden in particular. And now taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And with the exception of some far eastern and southeastern areas of Australia, the next 7 to 14 days across the majority of the country is forecast to be very dry indeed, with little or no measurable rainfall expected across many areas. As a result, precipitation totals are forecast to be well below climate averages across many regions. Some central and also northern regions of China, and also perhaps into southern areas of Mongolia over the next 7 to 10 days at least, is forecast to have temperatures at least 8 degrees above climate averages. Mean surface temperatures of at least 20 to 30 degrees are expected in what is forecast to be a particularly warm and humid spell of weather. And of potential concern is the recent development of Tropical Depression 12 within the eastern tropical Atlantic. This area of disturbed tropical weather is soon forecast to become a tropical storm and most likely a hurricane as it heads generally west or eventually west-northwest. Some parts of the Caribbean and perhaps once again some southeastern areas of the United States may well be affected by this system, bringing exceptional rainfall totals within the next 7 to 10 days. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.